Dear aspirants, let's get into the session for Economics Current Affairs of October 2025. I have already completed one session. Kindly make sure that you watch that session and then you visit to this session. This is part 2. In part 2, we will start from the mineral recycling scheme. The central government launches 1,500 crore mineral recycling scheme specifically focused on urban areas. Normally, minerals are which is called as virgin minerals, which have been mined from various mines and they are processed and they are used. But there are lot amount of minerals from used materials we can able to extract. That is the aim of this scheme. Mineral recycling scheme, which is launched by National Critical Minerals Mission, Ministry of Mines, and it's a central sector scheme, fully sponsored by the central sector. So here, what will happen is they want to create a recycling ecosystem, and the government will fund for both capex and opex. Capex is capital expenditure, opex is operational expenditure. Any company which comes volunteering saying that I will be engaging in terms of working on this recycling minerals or recycling mineral ecosystem, the government will provide them with funds. But the companies which provides black mass are excluded from this. What is black mass? Before seeing that, let's understand what is mineral recycling. Mineral recycling is a concept which is very close to urban mining. That means whatever the mobile phones we use, keyboards, computers, laptops, or all the electronic gadgets we use, we just throw it away. When we dissect this thrown away gadgets, we can able to extract a lot amount of critical minerals. Normally, they will just crush it up and they will powder it out, which is called as black mass. So a company which produces black mass doesn't qualify for this scheme. But whichever company which can able to dissect and extract the core minerals out of it exactly with the utmost level of purity, those companies are associated with this. Normally, mining can be understood as virgin mining or recycled mining. Virgin mining is directly you take it from a mine, a mineral which is taken from a mine. Recycled mineral is where you can able to take it from already used materials. Here comes a concept of what is called as linear economy and circular economy. Linear economy is extract, produce, consume, and dispose it of. This is the linear economy. But now we are aiming to move forward to what is called as circular economy. Circular economy is design, use, reuse, recycle, and recover. So you design the product in such a way it can be recovered at the last, all the materials which is used, which can be reused again. So this is a circular economy which will predominantly use secondary or recycled materials. In this category, urban mining is a keyword which speaks about whatever the electronic gadgets we use. It can be the source material for mining mineral out of it. Another keyword associated with this is called waste valorization. That is, turning waste materials into more valuable product is called waste valorization. Biomining or landfill mining is extracting recyclable materials and soil nutrients from old waste dumps. Okay, so whatever the old waste dump, we can able to biomine and we can able to extract material which can be reused or recycled. EPR is a concept which is called extended producer responsibility, where each company, whatever the products they manufacture and sell, they should be able to recall those products after the end of use, end of life, and they have to take up the product, they have to recycle it, and certain percentage of recycling they have to show it. That is the reason many companies come up with a concept of buyback. That is, after specific years, we will buy back this product for certain amount of money, and we will give it as a discount for you when you are taking up a new product. Okay. So for this creating a circular economy, the government came up with this scheme. Moving forward, Arunachal Pradesh opens the first commercial coal mine at Namchik Namphuk. Namchik Namphuk is located in Changlang district in Arunachal Pradesh, where this is the first coal mine coming into this place. If you see in NCERT books or whatever the books you open, you can able to see the coal mines only in the mainland of India, and you can hardly see any coal mines in the northeast. But in northeast, there are several coal beds which is unexplored. Even in Arunachal Pradesh, this particular coal project might produce nearly 100 crore per year, and it has close to 1.5 crore tons of coal inside that. So Arunachal Pradesh now comes into this area of coal mining, and the problem here is it may be environmentally hazardous. Extracting coal from Jharkhand or Chhattisgarh, that is a different story. But Arunachal Pradesh is a very fragile region and which has lot amount of natural mountains. So we are not very sure how far this is feasible and what are the other variables which will come into this equation. Now pause this video for a minute and try to answer this question. Which of the following statements about Arunachal Pradesh first commercial coal mine is correct? It supports the National Coal Gasification Mission and Make in India. Yes. Moving forward, so the answer is C. India aims self-reliance amid resource imports. If you see, we are importing 90% of the crude oil, 95% of the copper which is needed for India, 99% of the gold required for India, and 20 to 25% of the coal. So it's a major burden. It is creating a huge current account deficit, and we are dependent on various other countries. This may lead to some sort of energy crisis or some sort of when they weaponize these products, India will be in a position of getting isolated. So India imports 50% of the resource needs. Oil, gold, copper form 60% of the import bill. The coal paradox is India has so much of coal reserves, but we are inefficient in terms of extracting it, legal problems, and transportation difficulties, environment related issues. So all these factors come into the play, making it what we call it as coal paradox. That is, although we have abundant resources, we couldn't able to make up, we are still in a position to import coal. So policy reforms are required, and the strategic goal is we need to move forward to become self-reliant in mineral production. For this purpose, India is trying to explore various places and redefining their policies. So in this regard, the MMDR Act and Ministry of Coal, Ministry of Mine, both are working at various levels. So this is a general news stating that we are dependent on external factors for some of the basic materials. Try answering this question. India's latest dependence data 2025 indicates that. Answer is A. Moving forward, we shall see the center revokes approval of 11 animal-based biostimulants. You see, this particular news is a very important as well as a beautiful question, because in this we can able to understand the concept of delegated legislation and overlapping jurisdiction of various ministries. That is delegated legislation and overlapping jurisdiction of various ministries. I will explain it how that works. So the news is Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare has cancelled the registration of 11 animal origin biostimulant under the fertilizer control order. You see, there is an order called fertilizer control order, in which there is a list of fertilizers, their nutrient level, all these factors are listed. So biostimulants are part of it. What is a biostimulant? I will tell you shortly, which is a biologically based stimulant which will enable the growth of the plant. You can able to just Google and check what is a biostimulant and how it is applied. Sometimes biostimulants are sprayed on top of the plants. Sometimes they are put in the soil. And other situations, it is biostimulants are used to treat the seeds and then making the cultivating plants out of it. So likewise, biostimulants can be used in various methods. There are so many biostimulants. Among these so many biostimulants, only 11 biostimulants have been removed from the list by Ministry of Agriculture because those are based on animal derivatives, and some community people told that since it is based on the animal derivatives, we don't want to use it in our plants. So respecting their emotions and cultural values, the Ministry of Agriculture removed those biostimulants from the fertilizer control order. But however, what we need to see here is, I told you about the delegated legislation and overlapping jurisdiction, right? This fertilizer control order is issued under the Essential Commodities Act. Essential Commodities Act comes under the Ministry of Consumer Affairs. Essential Commodities Act comes under the Ministry of Consumer Affairs. Under the Essential Commodities Act, Fertilizer Control Order have been issued. Fertilizer Control Order is implemented by Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. But this Fertilizer Control Order, the inclusion and exclusion is made by Ministry of Agriculture. So if you see in this Fertilizer Control Order, 3 ministries comes into play. That is the reason one ministry delegates its activity to another ministry, and at many times there is overlapping jurisdictions on that. So Fertilizer Control Order comes under Essential Commodities Act, which comes under Ministry of Consumer Affairs. But Fertilizer Control Order is implemented by Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. Fertilizer Control Order, the list of items included, excluded by Ministry of Agriculture. Fine. So this is a bit interesting on that part. So it regulates the manufacture, sale, price, quality, distribution, and storage of fertilizers in India to ensure timely availability of the fertilizers to the farmers, prevent black marketing, and maintaining soil and crop productivity. So 11 animal-derived biostimulants have been removed for respecting the emotions of certain group of people. What is a biostimulant? Biostimulant is a substance that will enhance plant growth, yield, and stress resistance without acting as a fertilizer or pesticide. It is neither a fertilizer nor a pesticide, but it will stimulate and enhance plant growth. Pause this video and try to answer this question. The answer is C. ICCVAI scheme significantly reduces post-harvest losses and expands cold chain network. What is ICCVAI scheme? ICCVAI scheme is Integrated Cold Chain and Value Addition Infrastructure. Integrated Cold Chain Value Addition Infrastructure. You see, just having some cold storage facilities is not sufficient to create any change. We want an integrated cold chain network. For example, a product is being processed in one particular place. They should be having a warehouse which has a facility for cold chain, cold storage. From there, a cold storage van should be available which can take it to a destination point. In destination point, they have to unload the product. They should also have a cold storage facility. That is the reason it is more important to have an integrated cold chain compared to having some isolated cold storage facilities in various places. To bring this integrated cold chain and adding value on the product, this scheme have been brought in, which is called ICCVAI scheme, which will reduce post-harvest losses and provide products. So if you see the diagram, you can able to see that from the farm till it goes to the refrigerator of the consumer. In many places, this cold chain has to be a continuous chain. If any particular place there is a gap, those products are highly perishable products and it may get perished. So ICCVAI scheme have been introduced under Kisan Sampada Yojana And the objective is to build an integrated cold chain that is farm to consumer pattern. Financial aid is they will give up to 10 crore subsidy per project, 35% for general areas and 50% for difficult zones. Those numbers are not important, but you should understand the concept. So eligible sectors for this ICCVA scheme is horticulture, dairy, meat, fishery, marine products, including fruits and top vegetables. Top vegetables are tomato, onion, and potato. Pause the video and try answering this question. The answer is A. Build a farm to consumer cold chain to reduce post-harvest losses and improve farmer income. This is another very interesting news. Punjab bans hybrid non-basmati paddy amid pushback. That this Punjab government is banning hybrid non-basmati rice. Okay, that is farmers should not cultivate. You know what the farmers are doing? Farmers are going to Himachal Pradesh and Haryana, getting the seeds, coming back to Punjab, and they are cultivating that. So government is banning this, farmers are cultivating it. And what about the procurement? Procurement is done by Food Corporation of India. Food Corporation of India is totally against cultivating this rice. Okay, this is a beautiful one. I'll explain this, how this concept have come up and why FCI is Food Corporation of India is against this. These Punjab farmers who are cultivating the hybrid non-basmati rice, they cultivate it in a lesser time period. The rice grows, so they can harvest soon. And another factor is it can sustain in a erratic climatic condition. So that is also advantageous for the farmer. And another factor is low inputs are required. Okay. Considering these factors, farmers are very happy and they want to purchase it because the product gives more yield, short crop duration, and it can sustain erratic weather condition. It is good for farmers. Then why the government and the FCI is against this? Here comes a twist. Food Corporation of India, when they purchase the paddy means rice with husk. Rice with husk is called as a paddy. When they purchase the paddy and they mill it, after milling it, there is a percentage of rice should come from a certain quantity of paddy. That is called the outturn ratio. But what happens is, in this hybrid non-basmati rice, when they purchase it, the weight or the quantity is certain. But when they mill it, the amount of rice which they get out of it is very less. So in this case, the Food Corporation of India is facing a loss of 300 to 400 crores. So Food Corporation of India says that if I purchase normal paddy and remove the husk, I will get certain amount of rice. If I buy non-hybrid basmati rice from Punjab and if I mill it, I am getting a small quantity of rice. So we are losing 300 to 400 crores. Hence, Food Corporation of India is against this particular cultivation because they are at a loss. On the other side, Punjab government also don't want this, so they banned the hybrids to protect the Food Corporation of India and also to protect the water, soil, as well as the environment. Here comes one more twist. The Punjab government have banned the hybrid non-basmati rice. Okay. But technically, a certified seed cannot be banned by a state government. So now this have become a legal tangle. A certified seed cannot be banned by a state government, but Punjab government have banned this. So is this a legal overreach? We need to wait and watch how this is going to evolve, because the central government's Seed Act says a state government cannot ban centrally certified seeds. So it is a legal overreach. Pause the video and try answering this question. The answer is A, low milling efficiency and a high input cost. Following this, the next news is Madhya Pradesh reports soybean cultivation have dropped by 10%. Soybean is a kharif crop. Kharif oilseed, and the major producer is Brazil. India is the fifth largest country which is producing soybean, and major states that produce soybean are Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, etc. In this case, why there is a reduction in this is because of the acreage decline. Acreage decline, that is an area of land in which the cultivation have reduced. Economic stress, because the United States have provided soya beans, and the soya bean which can be imported from the United States is much more cheaper compared to what we cultivate here. And we have external pressure that subsidies should not be given based on the World Trade Organization request and climate impact. So these are the reasons why there is a drop in soya bean cultivation in the recent times. Pause the video and try answering this question. The answer is B. Union Cabinet launches 11,440 crore mission to achieve self-sufficiency in pulses. In our agricultural session, we have close to 25 hours of video classes. Make sure that watch all these sessions, and in that we have given special focus for cereals as well as pulses. In pulses, we know that we are the largest producer, consumer of pulses, as well as the largest importer of pulses as well. So in order to achieve self-sufficiency, the government is spending lot amount of money for pulses. There are lot amount of benefits. It provides us with our protein requirements, as well as pulses will enhance the soil cultivation, because it is a good crop to be cultivated between two cereal crops. So the government have come up with this project whereby they will try to achieve self-sufficiency in pulses. Mission for Atma Nirbharata in pulses aims to do what? Very simple. Pause and answer. Achieve self-sufficiency in pulses by 2030. Another important scheme which the government have brought in is ECMS. Okay, electronic core components, electronic components manufacturing system. So here, this is to strengthen the domestic production of core electronic components. Previously, India do not manufacture core electronic components. Core electronic components are manufactured in China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, or some other places. We import that core electronic components, then we assemble it over here, and then we sell it to our consumers. But now, Indian government do not want this to happen. We want to manufacture our own core electronic components. For this purpose, ECMS scheme has been implemented by MeitY, Ministry of Electronics and Telecommunication. So complementing with the PLI, Production Linked Incentives, and Semicon India program, this ECMS scheme is all the three provides us with a holy triangle whereby India's electronic component manufacturing will increase a lot. Pause the video and try answering this question. The ECMS scheme primarily aims to do what? It is D. China files with World Trade Organization complaint over India's EV subsidy. India is providing subsidy to electric vehicles. This is objected by China, stating, according to the agreement on subsidies and countervailing measures, India is breaching the World Trade Organization regulations. So China is objecting FAME 2 program, that is faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles, PLI scheme on advanced chemistry cells, and PLI scheme for automobile and auto components. We have to wait and watch how this is going to work out. But if you see, these are the 4 types of policy or subsidy which is banned, or which is not approved by the World Trade Organization. World Trade Organization want to get rid of it. First one is export linked subsidy. That means you give a subsidy so that your citizens will manufacture something and export it. That is called export linked subsidy. We should not do that according to WTO. Local content subsidy. You give a subsidy so that the manufacturer has to use locally procured employment or locally procured raw material. If that is a rule for your subsidy, that subsidy should not be given. That is called local content subsidy. Import substitute subsidy. You give a subsidy for manufacturing a material so that you will not import a similar material in the future. That is called import subsidy, import substitute subsidy. That is also not approved. Tariff barriers are not subsidy. It is about having a high restrictive customs duty or tax for the products which is coming inside. So China is objecting this EV subsidy based on export linked and a local content subsidy. And India is not giving national treatment for China. If you want to know what is national treatment or what is MFN, check out our World Trade Organization class, in which I have in detail explained you. Now pause the video and try to answer this question. The answer is A. World Trade Organization praises India for its Authorized Economic Operator Program. Authorized Economic Operator Program is AEO is a certification. So if any company which is engaged in exports, they will apply for a AEO certification. If they apply for AEO certification, the government will check out their past records, how legitimate, how genuine they have did the business, post which they will give the AEO certification. So once a person gets a AEO certification, they will get faster clearances at port. Their containers will be cleared fast in the port. Custom checkpoints will be less, and physical inspections will be less. Delays will be reduced, and they will get a predictable treatment, low risk. So AEO is, you are our trusted partner. So you no need to worry. You also act fairly and we will also act fairly. This is what the government says. So this AEO program is extended to MSME as well. Now large amount of MSMEs are quickly can able to participate in the exports. In World Trade Organization, there is something called trade facilitation. That is, we need to facilitate trade and make it as smooth as possible. So under this trade facilitation, this Authorized Economic Operator Program works very well in terms of TFA, Trade Facilitation Agreement, in which India is also a partner. So that is the reason World Trade Organization appreciates India. Now pause this video and try to answer this question. The answer is C. United Arab Emirates, they came up with a tax called sugar tax. Already there is a tax called fat tax in Kerala, and India also has such a kind of tax which is having a sin tax, which is a cess have been placed, and along with the cess there is a GST as well. But this sugar tax is slightly different from all the other taxes which is currently available in many countries. So United Arab Emirates, in with the leadership of Gulf Cooperation Council, they have implemented this tax. Initially, the tax is 50%. All the sugar sweetened beverages, SSB, sugar sweetened beverages. But now they calculate the sugar content. If the sugar content is 10%, then the tax is to a level. If the sugar content is 20%, the tax is certain amount. So likewise, the more the sugar, more the tax. So tax based on sugar content, which is called as sugar sweetened beverages. So the UAE have come up with this kind of tax. And India has similar kind of taxes, including the GST and the cess. We almost charge 80% on this. Now pause the video and try to answer this question. The answer is reduce excessive sugar consumption and promote public health. B. Youth protests surge across Asia in 2025. Not only in Asia, in various places, the youth protests have surged, have increased. Okay, predominantly in some places they generally call youth, and in some places they say that it is the Gen Z group. Which are the places from where these kind of riots or uprisings have happened. Closely, Nepal, Indonesia is a very important one, okay, which is very close to India. Nepal, Indonesia, very local levels of China. Apart from this, Morocco, Kenya, Madagascar, Togo, Paraguay, Philippines, Peru. So these are all the areas where one or the other Gen Z-led uprisings have happened. In Nepal, they have this is the logo, some that pirate with a straw hat. They used it for doing it. What is the reason for these riots which is happening across the two, specifically what we call it as a youth protesters? These are the common strands. In the main examination, if they ask that what are the reasons for youth protest surging in various places, these are the joker points. These are the common thread which connects all the youth protests in various places, such as joblessness, corruption, rejection of censorship, meme-based mobilization of people. So likewise, they have several factors. Now pause the video and try answering this question. Which of the following is a major structural reason? The answer is A. High economic growth not translating into adequate jobs. Next is India, Brazil to expand a Mercosur trade pact. Mercosur, it is a Latin American group. Okay, in Latin America, the group is formed in 1991 with Brazil, that is all the eastern side of the Latin America. If you see the yellow ones, Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay, though these are the part of Mercosur. Among this, Bolivia, okay, among this, Bolivia joined very recently. Venezuela is a member but currently suspended. Okay, so Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay are original members. Venezuela and Bolivia joined later. Venezuela is still a member but currently suspended, but Bolivia is a member. These blue shaded one, Ecuador, Colombia, and then you have Chile. These are all Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, Chile. These are associate members. They are not full members. So that is the Mercosur group. In this Mercosur group, already India is a partner in trade, but at a small level. Since Brazil is a major economy in the Mercosur, Brazil takes up the leadership and they negotiate with India. So in this case, in one of my earlier Instagram posts, I added this image, how a trade agreement will evolve. It starts with a PTA, preferential trade agreement, that is preferred few items alone will be included in the trade agreement. Then they move on to free trade agreement. Then they go to CECA, CAPA, customs union, common market, and economic union. Okay, so India is not part of any customs union, any common market, any economic union. So from this PTA, now India is moving towards a FTA with the Mercosur. We have not reached the FTA, but we are moving to that particular level. Not full free trade agreement, but we have increased our PTA to a higher level. Next one is UN and Spain launch Sevilla Forum on debt to tackle global debt crisis. So what is Sevilla commitment and what is Sevilla Forum? What they are planning to do? Very simple. That will be the question, even if they are asking in UPSC. Sevilla is a place located in Spain. The Sevilla Forum means a group of world leaders joined together and they discussed that how we are going to fund the sustainable development goals. So for this purpose, major countries made a commitment, which is called Sevilla Commitment, to fund the developing countries to achieve their sustainable development goals. And that is what the Sevilla Commitment or Sevilla Forum, which speaks about sustainable development. So they came up with a platform on how we are going to do this funding process. So now pause this video and try answering this question. The Sevilla Forum on Debt launched in 2025 primarily aims to do what? The answer is promote inclusive, transparent, and sustainable debt governance mechanism. The next topic is about RODTEP. The government extends RODTEP to March 2026. RODTEP stands for Remission of Duties and Taxes on Exported Products. So it clearly says that it is only on exported products, remission of duties and taxes. Why they want to reduce the duties and taxes on exported products? They want to reduce the duties and taxes on exported products because many companies which is producing the product apart from GST, that is GST can be added in the input tax credit and they get the benefit. But apart from GST, there are other taxes which they pay, such as electricity duty, fuel expenses, toll tax, mandi tax, coal cess. So these are all some of the taxes for which they will not get any benefit out of it. So these taxes which they have paid, they can be able to get a rebate when they are exporting a product. So for exporting that product, for manufacturing that product which has to be exported, they if they have paid these kind of taxes which they cannot able to get reimbursed, then they can able to apply it in a platform called IceGate. IceGate is structured that is established and monitored by CBIC, Central Board of Customs, Indirect Taxes and Customs. So they will monitor that IceGate, and through that IceGate, they will give the rebate to the exporter on whatever the money they have spent. Prior to RODTEP, we have what is called as MEIS, Merchandise Export Program. But this Merchandise Export Program have been raised as a concern in World Trade Organization that it is against WTO law. So the MEIS program have been removed and RODTEP have been brought into the situation. Next is APEDA facilitated India GI tagged Indi and Puliyangudi limes to the UK for the first time. Remember, APEDA have already facilitated several such products to go. So it is not the first time. The first time word is used here for only Indi and Puliyangudi limes. In APEDA is Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority. Since the word agricultural is used, we will think it will come under Ministry of Agriculture. No, it comes under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Indi lime is Karnataka based and Puliyangudi lime is based on Tamil Nadu. Both recently got a GI mark. Then what is special in terms of those products being exported? Because if APEDA, if a product with a GI mark or if any product has to be exported to European Union, they should have a traceability certificate, which is provided by APEDA. Traceability certificate means where is the origin of this fruit? From there it went to which place? From there it went to which place? From which airport it moved on? So likewise, we have to have a traceability certificate. For this, all these cultivators have to be registered. And then those who are working on the cold chain who process these fruits should be registered. So these infrastructures were not available with this Indi lime and Puliyangudi lime. So the APEDA pitched in and they arranged for all the necessary factors such as GI tagging, traceability system, then making sure that they comply with the phytosanitary measures of WTO, cold chain and packaging setup. So finally they went. So this shows that the institutional setups at the central government can able to come down to make sure these products can comply with international requirements and it can be exported, which will increase our exports. Pause the video and try to answer this question. Both Indi and Puliyangudi limes were exported to the UK for the first time under APEDA. Next one is Adani's Godda Power. Godda Power Plant is located in Jharkhand, which is a SEZ, Special Economic Zone. Remember, if anything is produced in Special Economic Zone, that should be exported fully to a different country. So that is the reason it is part of Special Economic Zone. So Godda Power Plant is declared as a Special Economic Zone. So all the 1,600 megawatt power which is produced by the Godda power plant will go to Bangladesh and it is not used in India. But now the government have provided an exclusion to this Adani's Godda power plant, which is located in Jharkhand, that they can integrate their power supply into our interstate transmission system, so that they can send the power to Bangladesh and also they can able to use the power inside India. They can sell the power in India as well. This is a exclusion normally which is not given to other special economic zones. Why they are doing it? If you see that Ministry of Power has approved Adani Power Limited, Godda's power plant to connect with India's interstate transmission system. Godda power plant is located in Jharkhand. It is a special economic zone. The capacity is 1,600 megawatts. It's a supercritical, ultra supercritical coal-based power plant. What is a ultra supercritical coal-based power plant? Normally, coal power plants are classified as subcritical, critical, supercritical or ultra supercritical. Subcritical means the efficiency of the power plant is less. Pollution is more. Output is limited. Supercritical is pollution less, efficiency is high, more power. Ultra supercritical means pollution very less, efficiency is very high in terms of generating power. Why we should allow a Indian company with ultra supercritical setup to supply power only to Bangladesh? So it is better for us to do it inside India as well. So that is the reason they did it. Normally, here Electricity Act and Telegraph Act comes into the picture. Telegraph Act and how Telegraph Act is involved in this is, normally when the transmission towers are set up, it will pass through national highways, it will pass through farming field, sometimes it may pass through a riverbed. So in all these situations, they can't go and acquire the land. So to avoid this, they get the right to passage in all these places and they will put their tower over there and they will compensate the respective person who's owning that place. So this power is provided to telegraph towers under the Telegraph Act. Later, this power from the Telegraph Act have been delegated to the Electricity Act as well. So under the Electricity Act have provided Godda power plant to lay the transmission towers as well. Now pause the video and try answering this question. The answer is B. It will now supply surplus electricity domestically via India ISTS, Interstate Transmission System Network. Next is Codex Alimentarius Spices and Culinary Herbs. Codex Alimentarius Committee. You see the picture over here. The Codex Alimentarius Committee is a joint venture of World Health Organization and Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO and WHO, very important one. So it sets standards for various products. Among that product, one product is spices. India is famous for spices, specifically Kerala. So Kerala, Spice Board of India is located in Kerala. So it acts as the secretariat and the chairman of Codex Committee on Spices and Culinary Herb, that is CCSCH. In this regard, they organized the 8th session in Northeast region. So Codex Alimentarius Commission was created in 1963 jointly by FAO and WHO. Codex standard is so good that World Trade Organization accepts the Codex standard as part of sanitary and phytosanitary requirements. There are about 30 plus. If you want to understand about what is sanitary and phytosanitary, just check our World Trade Organization class. You will understand it. There are about 30 plus Codex committees. Each handles a specific group. Among that, spices comes to India. And India is the secretariat and the chair for that particular factor. Spice Board of India is located in Kerala. CCSCH develops Codex standards for spices. The next news is Indian government recently provided deep sea fishing vessels under the Matsya Sampada Yojana. Matsya Sampada Yojana is to boost blue economy, that is ocean. When we say blue economy, it is not only about fishing, but also all the other products we may get from the ocean and water. Why the government has to give deep sea fishing vessel? Deep sea fishing vessel, one vessel will cost you somewhere around starting from 50 lakhs it will cost. So it's very expensive. Why the government is giving 200 vessels to various people? Because the government want fishermen to move from near shore fishing to deep ocean fishing. That is the reason they are giving this vessel. So they will get a good catch. And many fishermen are not comfortable in terms of going and exploring the exclusive economic zone. So within the exclusive economic zone, these deep sea fishing can go and they can able to have a good catch. So the primary objective is to move from near shore fishing to deep sea fishing. So the beneficiaries are not individuals. It is the fishery cooperatives and women-led cooperatives. So it will be given to an institution. At an institution level, they can able to use these vessels. Pause the video and try to answer this question. The answer is C. Okay. Shram, Shakti, Niti. No, it's Shram, Shakti, Niti. Niti means policy, Shram means labor. So the government want to build a comprehensive labor and employment policy. That is the reason they came up with what is called as Shram Shakti Niti 2025, where all the employment related factors will be integrated. One unified labor data system, one dashboard, similar workplace safety requirements, women and youth empowerment. So likewise, they have listed out several factors which is associated with Shram Shakti Niti 2025. You can just give a reading out of it. You can download this presentation from the link which is there in the description. Now pause the video and answer this question. The primary objective is, answer is 1 and 3. The answer is 1 and 3. Creation of unified social security account, development of national labor data system, and 2 is the wrong one. Mandatory rural employment guarantee for all workers. Okay, so it is not a mandatory rural employment guarantee scheme. FTAs, free trade agreements tightening IP control over seeds threatening farmers' rights, says a report. We should understand what is UPOV 1991. UPOV means Union for Protection of New Varieties of Seeds or Plants. Union for Protection of New Varieties of Seeds or Plants, 1991. So this gives more privileges to corporate companies which patent the seeds, and it includes various IP patents which may be harmful for Indian farmers. That is the reason India is not a member of UPOV 1991. We have created our own law which is called Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Rights Act. This I have covered in the WTO class presentation. You can see that notes. So, Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Rights Act. So, India is not a member of UPOV 1991. But what the report says is, gradually, when we are engaging in free trade agreement with other countries are, through various IP regulations, they are sneaking this UPOV regulations into India. So, India has to be cautious on that part. Which of the following correctly differentiates India's approach to UPOV 1991? Pause the session and try to answer it. The answer is A. So I hope that you enjoyed the October month economics current affairs. Soon we will meet up for a different subject. And also we will regularly meet up in various months on discussing about these current affairs. add some comments on what is your thought and what are the other classes which you may require. Thank you. All the best. God bless you.
Epic UPSC Classes by Educasium. Your journey to success begins here. Affordable, accessible, and comprehensive UPSC coaching in Tamil and English. Join now.